Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with my Sunday's Art of Truth for Sunday, March the 26th. I'm sorry that I haven't been able to do it for the last couple weeks, but sometimes we need to take care of ourselves, which means sometimes we have to push things aside to be able to do that. So this was one of the things that had to go. So we are working on the Beloved Beauties series, where I'm going to be making kind of a mixed media-ish piece in that it's going to have lots of layers. I'm going to probably introduce some mixed media techniques in future videos. They're not all going to be in the house frame. I am doing another house frame today like I did a few weeks ago, just because it's what's inspiring me right now. So my quote for this project is "Breathe with the Seasons." This quote is from my friend Lonnie Kent at Healing Expressions. I will be sure to link all of her social media in the description box. You definitely want to check her out. If this touches your heart, you want to check her out. She's an amazing, amazing artist and creator, and so this is some of the quotes from her, some of her digitals. So that's what I'm going to be using, and I will be writing about that in my Sunday's Art of Truth blog. So this is the spring is one of my hardest seasons. I have grown enormously in my healing journey to where it doesn't debilitate me anymore. I'm aware of it. I'm not sleeping great because of that, but I have all the tools I need to work through it. But I thought, you know what, I want to share with you guys a piece that is representative of the place that I'm in right now, and in hopes that it will inspire someone else. So we all go through seasons where we struggle, and seasons where we need to practice breathing. We need to practice slowing down. We need to practice giving ourselves permission to be with ourselves and be in that space of processing, and in that space of just self-awareness, so that we can continue to work through the layers of healing in our own lives, which is what I've been doing for the last 30 years. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I'm probably not going to speed it up. I'm going to try to just keep this going, and hopefully the video won't be too long. I will speed up and cut out inking and things like that, just like I do in my normal videos. But this is what we've got going on. I do want to pull my phone over so that I did already take a picture of my layout, just in case I forget, which is probable, very probable. So I've got that sitting there, and then I'm going to get my mouse out of my way so I don't botch this video. So there we go. So I'm just going to make myself some room here, and I've got my corner rounder in case I want to soften the edges of the image here. And so you can kind of see, I'm going to hold this up so you can kind of see what I'm thinking in terms of tones and colors. So I want the gold. That's very, very meaningful for me in this season. It's just this reminder of who I am, this reminder of who I was born to be. Regardless of anything I've ever experienced in my life, I was born as precious as gold. And so that's why I've got some gold tones in here. And then this is one of the wax seals I did, and I just thought it just fit this. I'm not sure why. Maybe because she's a little girl and this is a grown woman. I don't know if that's it. But as I work through this process, more of the inspiration behind what I chose and why I chose it will begin to emerge, and that's what you'll be able to read over on the blog. So let me go ahead and move my house because we don't need that right now. I don't know if you guys watched the first video, but I did get short on my, boy, I hope I'm going to be able to remember where this goes. Let me just try to ease this off here easily. I can look at my photo and I can kind of see layers, so I'm not too concerned, but if I can kind of keep it like that, perfect. So what I noticed when I did the other one is this edge was off, and so I had to kind of figure out how to even that up. So I'm going to rectify that right out of the gate by when I cut this. I don't want to use this. This is my template. Let me grab another piece of paper, you guys. My apologies. My apologies. I don't want to print on my image. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. I'll just cut a different one since this one is, we already know is wonky. So yeah, wonky is a word. So I'm going to go ahead and first just adhere this to this house base. I am going to use my Fabri-Tac because it's just more friendly to me. It treats me better than my white glue. I am going to wiggle this just a little bit because I want to try to get that straight if I can. It's not going to move. Oh well. Most of this is going to be covered up, so I'm not too concerned. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my scissors and just cut around this again, kind of going a little bit wide on that right angle up here at the top, just so that I can hopefully avoid that problem that I had before. So I'm just going to go a little bit wider because I can always trim it up if I need to. So I'm just going to go, gosh, that's just like a 1/16 of an inch, not very much at all. So hopefully that's going to be okay. I'm going to do the same on this side. I don't think this side was off, but I can always trim it more if needed. So we will go ahead and test this and see how she looks. Perfecto. Look at that. Oh, there's a little bit right there, but I think it's going to be okay. So come on out. Come on out, lady. Paper. The lady's not in here yet. Cara-Renee. Just going to grab my pokey tool here and see if I can pull this out. Come on. Oh boy, oh boy. Come on. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and ink around a bunch of these pieces, and I will speed that up or cut it out depending on how long this video gets. I will talk about the pieces that I chose here in a moment. Let me just finish inking these up. I've got some specialty paper. I actually talked about it in a recent video where I ran across a bunch of taperology products that I had purchased, and I never used them. So I'm using some of them. These are pieces from their papers, just really, really cool handmade paper. And then this is also, and it's got these gold flecks in it, which I think are really beautiful. And then this is just a piece of scrap vellum from my stash. And this is the She paper. And again, guys, if you have been watching me create mixed media, I use this paper in almost every project because it talks about her resolute spirit and how she decided to do things differently. She decided to be brave. She decided to make changes. She decided that she would go after her goals and those kinds of things. So that's what I'm using. So I'm going to just start. I'm going to look at my picture again here. I've got it right here. And I'm going to try to see what is the bottom layer here. I want this paper here. I'm going to probably have to trim it up. And then, but I want this piece of, this is a piece of scrap vellum. Printed a page from a kit on it, but I just love how it shows through there, shows through the book pages, the book page underneath. So boy, that was not great. Okay, so here we go. Hopefully it's going to turn out like oh my goodness, like I have it in my head. Boy, oh boy, this has been kept up. Why are we having a problem? I am not a fan of art glitter glue. I mean, it's got its uses and it's great when it's working right, but boy, it can be so persnickety. There we go. Come on, baby. Help me out. And I'm not worried about this glue showing through because most of this is going to be covered, so we're just gonna roll with it. I want it to go this way because I do want to still see that bit of music page at the bottom. And we'll trim up the edges here in a second, and then I'm going to put that there. And oh, I had this piece of gold. So this is a mixed media project that or technique video I did where I took gauze and I used gold gesso and got this kind of really interesting material here. This is a piece of lace, same thing. So I'm going to use the piece of lace here down at the bottom, I believe. Let me try that out and see if it's still fitting what I'm feeling here. So let me see if I want it there or not. I feel like I want it right there. Yep, so we're going to put her right there. So I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac. There we go. Just slide that on there. I love the layers, as you guys know. Layers are so important to me. So I'm going to go ahead and put this paper down here, and I'm going to hold this probably up when I get it on here because you can see this is crooked the way I tore it. So I want to make sure that I've got it the way that I want it. So let's just get some Fabri-Tac on here. So basically what I'm looking for as I'm putting these pieces together is first and foremost is what is speaking to me as I kind of just look through my supplies. Throughout a week I might kind of see things that speak to me, and I'll set those aside for my Sunday's Art of Truth. And then you want to just don't want to overthink it too much, because it kind of takes away from the creative process when you just you're agonizing over what you're picking. So I try not to do that. Whoops, picture. There we go. I am going to trim this up just so I can feel like I'm getting the perspective right, and I'm not, I'm liking what I'm seeing, I guess is what I'm saying. Just a little bit of trim in there. That's perfect. Okay, and so then up here at the top we have this piece of the gauze that's gold also, and I think that was just going to go kind of high up here. Let's just kind of play with this composition at this point. And then I have this, this is from a sticker from the Dollar Tree, and I thought it would be fun to put next to her because for me, books represent story and life and experience, and I thought, what better thing than to have it on here. This is about my story. This is about my season. This is about my journey as I continue to move through the places in my life that I need to move through. So this is a book plate from 1506. Pretty darn cool. So this is a Dollar Tree sticker, so I am not trusting that adhesive. It feels pretty tough, but I'm going to go ahead and just put some Fabri-Tac on as well. And get that on, and I just want to kind of spy where it's going to be in relationship to my girl. So she's going to go kind of here, and there may be more things that we add to this as I move along. Oh, I gotta put that other thing on first. I gotta put this material, or this textile. Oh goodness gracious, Cara-Renee. It's sticky. Okay, let's get this on. Goodness. I can always come back and reinforce edges that I need to. Like so. Okay. And then this little lady, this little book spine is going to go right here next to her. So I think I want that to kind of go there with a little bit of that gauze hanging off the edge. I hope you guys can see that. Let me move this a little bit closer. Hopefully that's a little bit better. So just trying to make sure that's straight, and I'm just going to put that right there. I love that. I'm just going to pick this up and see. My words are not straight. I said I was going to hold this up and look at that, but it's not straight. But neither is my book page, so we're just going to go with crooked today. It is okay. I think I'm going to just kind of do that. So let me just make sure there's nothing else that needs to go. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff that needs to go under her on this side. So I had this piece of this material. So I think I'm going to put it right there. And I really want the textures in this. They're really speaking to me. So the different layers and textures really also tell a story, because our history and our lives are made up of so many different paths that we take, and so many different people and experiences that make us who we are. And I really love that. I'm just looking at this to see where I wanted that this gold paper. I think I missed that, so we may have to do something there. We'll figure it out. If I don't use it, I don't use it. I think I wanted it under here. I might be able to still pull that up. I'm going to go ahead and tear that just a little bit. See if I can creep this under there. I probably can, and then I think I can go ahead and just cut it off of the A-frame of this here in a moment. I do want that gold though, those gold speckles. So I'm just going to set that right there. Oh, it's kind of translucent too. That's kind of cool. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll hold it up here in a second. Just going to put a little more here. Interesting. Very interesting. Very tactile, which is very, very meaningful. We'll ink around the edges of this too once we get it all put together. Loving that so far. And then we have this piece of vellum that was going to go over here. Yep. So I think I'll put that right there. And again, I'm not too concerned about this showing through or anything like that. As I've mentioned before, if you use Barely Arts, it behaves a lot better with vellum. But it's really hard for me to get mine out of my bottle. It's getting pretty low. So I'm going to go ahead. I want this here, but I want to see the edge of that other material. So I'm just being strategic there. Let me show you that, what I mean. Oh, I love these layers. Oh my gosh. And then she's going to go right here. This one was super easy. I wanted to make it not complicated, but I do have this word restore that I want on here somewhere too, and I thought I could tuck it up underneath there and just have the word restore, which I think I'm going to do. So I'm going to cut part of it off. This is actually from my Porch Prints. It's from their, I think it's Dictionary Definitions kit. But I was fishing through my drawers and I thought, oh, this would be perfect for this. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So I think I'm going to glue it to the back of the picture just so that I make sure I get it lined up correct before I put everything down. Wrong way, Cara-Renee. Let me grab a paper towel here. Try that again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. We want it on the top, just on the bottom bit here, so that we can put it on here and then can kind of control. Because don't you know, we are being restored every day, because we are healing and growing every day, and that's what restore means. I'll be talking about that also in the blog. So this has got it kind of stiff. Let me bend that. There we go. So let's go ahead and put our little lovely lady. I feel like I want a little bit of lace. I expected that I probably would, so let me go ahead and see what I've got here in my basket. This is too much of a different gold though, so I am going to grab my other little bins that have some smaller bits of lace and see what we have. We're doing okay on time, so not too concerned what we got going on here. That's really not the right angle on that. Doesn't have to be a whole piece. I just tend to think that way in reality. Oh, we have got this. That's that yellow gold, and I don't want that because of the other gold that I have. So Let me see what I've got in the bigger bin. I know, it's ridiculous. You don't have to tell me. This would actually be really pretty. Or we could use this as that fabric I've used before. Don't really want to get too bulky though. I knew I was going to fuss with this about the lace. I should have planned ahead. This would be actually really pretty. I wonder if we can, no, because we've got all this other stuff. Okay, let's reconvene with our supplies. So I have this a wax seal, and then I have a butterfly. I guess I could go up with that. Put the wax seal up here, and then the butterfly. Nope, that's going to be in the way of the. I was thinking I could kind of go like that. So, what do we think? The butterfly is kind of big, but wouldn't this be beautiful? This is so gorgeous, but it will take up too much of my landscape there. So one more look. One more. Oh, there's a big piece of that lace. This is what I always go for this lace, you guys. It's one of my favorites. One of my favorites. So I think I just want to put it underneath her. I don't need the whole thing, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it in half because this piece can be used for something else. And then I'm going to get a piece of scrap paper and I'm going to go ahead and glue this right onto the, put the girl right onto this, and then I can cut around it. I don't know if that's making any sense at all. So I'm just going to center it over the scallop there, and I'll hold this up so you guys can see a little bit better in a minute. And I'm just being careful to lift that right up because I did go pretty high on my glue there, and I don't want to get it stuck to my scrap paper. So we're just going to trim it off on these edges right here. Oh, I cut into the paper. That's okay. I'll just ink that up again. There we go. I love that. Let me just hit that with a little bit of ink. Okay, let's bring this back, and oh, that's perfect. Look at how beautiful that is. This is so much simpler than my last one, but I am really liking it, and I think it's more doable for you guys. Like, everything that I'm using here is scraps, other than the Taperology paper because I just discovered it, but everything else is scraps. And well, or the, you know, pre-made things, and then this flower is from my stash as well, which I'm not sure where that's going to go. I think probably at the top. So I'm just centering this kind of so that it's about the same distance, top and bottom, right there. Just going to give that a press. Oh, that's so pretty. My book plate is very crooked. Very crooked. Is it moving? Can't tell. That's okay. You know what I say. There is no, perfection is not at play in the studio. I almost want to put this up here, but I just feel like it's too much. So I think we're gonna, oh, you know what I was gonna do? I was gonna have it go off. I was going to have it go off and only have it be part of it. That's what I was going to do. I think I'm going to put it right there, and I'm just going to cut the excess off. Let's just do it. Let's not overthink it. I think that's what I had in my head when I was planning. So I'm just going to put it about right there so it's the bottom of the books is covered up. The book spine is covered up. That edge. Sorry, I'm not speaking very eloquently tonight. There we go. Look at that. So beautiful. And then we'll put our little wax seal over here. I'm want to think if I want any more lace there under my wax seal. I think I do. So let me get that scrap paper back over and see if I want the scallop. I think I do, and I can kind of, yeah, I think I'm going to glue this on and then I'll cut around it. Why not? We can do what we want, right? Okay, just going to get that right there. So again, it's kind of even from side to side, but I don't want it hanging way over. So I'm going to grab my sewing scissors because I need to be able to cut pretty close around this. I'm going to put some glue on the back of this. Boy, this isn't taking us very long at all. I'm feeling pretty darn good about this process. So I think I'm going to go right here because then it's going to kind of look like it's a continuation of that lace. So I'm going to hold this up and let you see what I mean here in a second. Like that. Oh, that's so pretty. So pretty. I can see some of the lace. In fact, I'm going to move that really quick because I do not like that. I can see white lace, so I'm going to just trim that up a little bit better, risking getting glue on my scissors, but I will take care of them very quickly. So let me put that back on. There. Give that a press and just going to hold it for a second. And I think we're going to put this flower up at the top, but we're going to go, oh, I didn't do anything with the frame. Doggone it. I'm going to have to grab some washi, you guys, because we need to put some washi tape on there. So I will pause and go do that really quick. The washi tape made the project on the last one. It was like the thing that was perfect. So let me, and I also had these little things, but I don't know if I want them because they're awfully big and they needed to slide in under something and I missed it. So, yeah, we're not going to be able to use that, but that's all right. So let's go ahead and get this flower on and re-ink around the edges, and then I'm going to pause for a moment and grab my washi tape, and then we'll do that really quick too. I'll probably speed that up though because I don't want this video to get too long. So there we go. And then we also have our sentiment. Where is it? Breathe with the seasons. So let's go ahead and ink that up and get her ready. I don't like it being as white as that. So next time I'll probably print these on like a cream paper or maybe even a coffee dyed paper because it's a little bit too vibrant for me for this project. So that looks a lot better. So we'll think about where we want that in a second. And then I also have this button, but I think I don't want to add that. So I feel like I don't want it to be glitzy gold. I just want there to be that hint, that little reminder of being precious without going overboard with the project. So there we go. And then see if we can make sure those leaves are showing. I'm going to put that right there. Right there, come on. I think I did this with E6000 last time, but Fabri-Tac should work just fine. So I'm going to pause here for a second and grab some washi and I'll be right back. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and use this gold washi because it's kind of see-through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue around all the edges and in here so that I can adhere it. I don't trust the washi adhesive, so I'm going to go ahead and speed through this part, guys, and I will come back to you and we'll finish up. This is not very good washi tape, guys, so I am probably going to use some fluid matte medium to seal this on because it is not going to stay. It is very low tack, and you can see it's not staying, and I used art glitter glue. I will also put some washi on the outsides, but this is what she looks like when she goes in. So you will be able to see what this looks like fully in the pictures at the end of the video. If you're interested in watching the inspiration for this project, you can head on over to the blog. The link to the blog will be found in the description box. And I hope that you'll check it out, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.